what indexing does is essentially it's a really efficient way to, take a look at what's happening on chain, whether it's specific asset movement, transactions, on chain events, any kind of thing that's happening on a network. It really is a lot easier to query it by using what's called either a subgraph or what's called the mirror pipeline. So basically, these are the two products that Goldsky has. We've got subgraphs and mirror, and there are multiple ways for you to look on chain. So indexing basically solves this problem of when you want to understand on-chain data, if you look at directly at a chain, it's very slow. It's very hard to understand what's happening on the chain. There's like raw logs, no decoding. RPC calls can be rate limited, and they're not really designed for complex queries. So if you have a really specific use case that you have, if you're reading directly on chain, it's a lot more difficult to get that information, at least quickly and in a clean way. So you'll usually have to build your own ETL or write some kind of custom indexer, right? So basically, without having to design your own solution from scratch, you can use a platform like Goldsky, which is indexing. And that essentially turns this, messy blockchain data into a very structured, queryable, fast API where you can get decoded events, organized entities, instant access to the data that you need. So in a really simple term, what you can think of a subgraph is essentially you're looking at on-chain data and you're just pulling that, and it's just in a much more easily digestible format so that, instead of just looking right on chain and trying to figure out what it is that's happening, you can be specific about what it is you're looking for. So let's say it's a specific contract or a specific DApp or an asset. Subgraphs let you pull that data. And we can also dive into mirror in a bit, but essentially with indexing, subgraphs is like, that's the core fundamental principle to understand. It's just making it more efficient